And hello, movie fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan film, Sinners. Now, you gotta listen to this cast because there's a lot of people here. So, give me a minute to... So, anyway, Sinners does star Michael B. Jordan playing two characters. Also stars Haley Steinfeld as well, and a whole bunch of others. And here's the list of everybody if you wanted me to read them off to you. You got this new up-and-comer, Miles Catton. Probably butchered that. I apologize. I'll get to him in a minute. Sam Williams, obviously, he's fantastic. Legendary actor. Where is she? Wilma Masso, probably butchered that as well. She was from Agents Loki. She was like one of the main, TVA agents. She's fantastic. And yeah, and the rest as well. Anyway, I just wanted to list off the main actors in here. Anyway, but everybody did a great job in here, so congratulations to everybody on making this film. I know it takes a lot of time to make a film, so yeah. So everybody who contributed for this film did a fabulous job. So let's talk about Sinners. What exactly is this movie about, especially if you have not seen the trailers, even though the trailers do give it away? Well, Sinners tells the story of two brothers who live in, the Mississippi Bayou, all that good stuff. They go away for like 7 years. They come back. Now they're like gangsters, and they think they're kind of like hot shots. So Michael B. Jordan plays two brothers. And the two of them, they decided they come back to their home ground and they want to make like a nightclub, for everyone who wants to listen to not only have good music, which is the blues, a little bit of gambling, drinks, good food, all that good stuff. So they decide, they're gonna build this club. They're gonna open it up to everyone and have a good time. But things start getting kind of hazy once the club opens, and they start getting stalked by vampires, and then the movie goes from there. I'm going to say right up front, this movie's fantastic. First of all, Ryan Coogler kind of tricked us all in a way, in a good way, and I loved it because this movie's like two movies in one. Because when you're watching this movie, you're watching these two brothers, they come back from, not only, coming back from, they were in Chicago doing their own thing, making a name for themselves in a way, and then, becoming big shots. That was a story on its own. And you see them, they just want to build this club and, make money, but also kind of give back to their, their community in a way. But, in their own slick way, they want to do it. And, as you're watching it, you get the sense of the story of, like, what it is and, like, how it's going to help these brothers grow as characters. And then you kind of forget, especially if you've seen the trailer, you kind of forget this is a vampire movie as well. And I'll get to that in a minute. But just seeing these guys just go through the motions of how to build the club. They got to find the venue, how they're going to, get the property of how to, be able to do the club. The food for the night, the people to cook it, or, the people who's going to help them, be like the bouncer of the club itself, who's going to be the entertainment. They get so many of these details, and it was such a fascinating moment, and it kind of takes you out of the whole vampire thing until later in the movie, and I loved every moment of it. I just wanted to see more, and their background story of how they were like in Chicago hanging out with Al Capone. Man, I wish we would have got some of those stories. That was great. So they also bring their little cousin, who's played by, I guess he's a newcomer, Miles Ken. Probably butchered that. I apologize. Fantastic. This kid was fantastic. I mean, he played the guitar throughout this movie, and he has a voice of an angel. Awesome. You can really feel like he knew the blues, and it was perfect. The music in this movie was literally a character of itself in this film. Like there's a song in here that it's in the trailer. Beautiful, throughout the whole thing. Then then they punch you with another good song that's kind of like, does it belong here? Kind of throws you off a little bit because it's kind of goes with the horror element of it, but it so works for this movie, and it just works, and I loved it. Hailee Steinfeld, listen, Hailee Steinfeld has been around a while, but she hasn't really gotten the, the recognition that she deserves, because she's fantastic. This movie's going to make her a megastar. I think this is the movie that's going to get her in a lot more things, honestly, because she was great in this movie. She doesn't have a lot of screen time in here, as a character, but when you see her character get developed a little bit near the end, it's like, yeah, I want to see more from what she's going to do next in her next projects. Yes, we've seen her as Kate Bishop, we've seen her in Bumblebee, we've seen her Age of 17, which is phenomenal, and she has the chops to do it. She's great. But I think what Ryan Coogler did in this movie, even though her character, was the focus, but not as much as the focus as the others, she works. And, what her next projects are going to just make her a super megastar. So she was fantastic. But I think the standout for this movie, where is he? I don't want to try to butcher his name as much as I can. Oh yeah. Delroy Lindo, probably butchered that. I apologize. Stand out of the film. Stand out for the film. He's literally a legend in Hollywood. He's fantastic. He was so good. He's a blues player. They the boys recruit. He's great, and you see his one-liners in here. It's gonna just slay. There's some funny moments in here as well that really works for this movie. Michael B. Jordan playing both brothers. Each brother has their own kind of like unique story of how they become who they are, and it totally works. So I enjoyed every moment of that. So let's talk about the vampire stuff about it. That stuff really worked. Once we get to the act where the vampire starts showing up, it was enthralling. And I'm going to spoil something here, only because it's in the trailer, because they kind of spoil it to us. So if you don't want to know, I'm going to keep my hand up. Once my hand goes back down, then the spoilers will be over. But this is for the trailer. If you have not seen the trailer for Sinners, then I suggest you pause it or move forward once my hand goes down. So in the trailer, they actually show us that Hailee Steinfeld's character and one of Michael B. Jordan's brother's characters become vampires. We see it in the trailers, and when you get the context of how they become who they are, totally works. Absolutely totally works. And it was just incredible to see it, so I enjoyed that moment as well, even though I was a little mad when I did the trailer reaction for it. I was like, why would you show us that? Because I'm telling you, the moments when, and I'll put my hand down so spoilers are done. So once the moments the vampire start showing them, you get that tension, that feeling like, something's about to happen, and then you get those scenes and it's like, wow. And then it just gives us more. You get the three main vampires that show up, and they're like Ireland kind of based vampires in a way, and you get like you get like the culture of the Ireland people, how they would celebrate how they are. So you get that in here. It kind of throws you off a little bit, but you like, once you watch it, it's like totally works. Totally absolutely works. I'm telling you, this movie is fantastic. I love every moment of this movie, because there are two stories in this movie, and you could have taken out one of them and it would have been fine. The movie still would have been great. You couldn't take out the vampire elements out of it and just focus on these two brothers who just wanted to make money and just be successful and make this club happen, and it would have been a good story either way. And then you add the elements to the vampire stuff to it, it just adds the flavor to it. And then the music itself is like its own character in this movie as well, and it just makes it even better. So I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I think this might be the best film of the year so far, and I highly recommend you guys check this movie out. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Sinners. Oh yeah, by the way, almost forgot. There are after credits in here. There are 2 after credits, so make sure you stay, because the mid-credit scene is kind of like the actual ending of the film. So when when you see the taglines like directed by or written by, stay until the mid credits come on, because that's really the end of the movie and it totally works. And then you get a concept of like, oh, now I understand why it's doing that, and you get the sense of it. And there's an after credit after the credits as well, so there's that. Also, my only true negative about this movie, and it's not really about the movie, it's just I sometimes don't like this in any kind of movie. Sometimes we get a scene in a movie that starts the film where a character's fate happens, and then we get a background about like, oh, how is their fate going to be changed from that moment. It's like kind of ruins it for me a little bit. Like, oh, so this character is going to have a different fate from everybody else. And when you watch it, you know what I mean. And it's like, oh, come on, really? You had to go that direction? But either way, still, fantastic film. I enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. Go check it out for yourself. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Sinners and what you guys thought about it. You guys enjoy it? Not enjoy it? Big vampire fans? Not big vampire fans? I really think Ryan Coogler knows what he's doing when it comes to these movies. He should be the one to direct Blade if we ever get one. So, yeah, that's my thought on it. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.